Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Control. My name is Ruben Lane. I'm the chief nerd at Creative Integration Studio. And today it's my great pleasure to host a dear friend of mine, personal celebrity, Yamil Sharif from YC3. Yamil, welcome to my humble stream and thank you for being here.
Ruben, how you doing?
All
Sorry,
right,
man,
my friend.
you got me off guard. 'Cause we were talking in Spanish before, and you switched to the English, and you got me stuck, man.
Yeah, that green room is a dangerous place. There's a lot of they speak all kinds of languages over there.
Pero bueno,
So Yamil, uh, so the control interview, it's meant to be. We want to get to know you and how you became you. So to get there, we have to start at the beginning. Where were you born?
I was born in Córdoba, Argentina.
Nice. Can you tell us a little bit about Cordoba?
Man, Córdoba is the most beautiful place to me in Argentina. It has rivers. I mean, the people is really um, happy people. You know, they tell jokes. The way they speak is super fun. Uh, I don't know. It could be kind of like Medellin in Colombia to like give it a comparison.
Hey Yamil, I'm actually getting a little feedback of from wherever you're watching it. Are you watching on your on another device?
It might be because I have my phone on with the volume up. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
just yeah, that's
Sorry,
it.
I just muted. I just muted.
It's okay. You're a designer. You're this big time designer now. You don't need to understand all this basic technology stuff. Uh, actually, I have been to Cordoba twice. Uh, both times for raves. Funny enough, which is not the type of music that comes to mind when I think of Cordoba, because like that, I automatically hear that "Soy Cordobés." Tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, my family from Cordoba is my mom's side. So, uh, I mean, we are a bunch of cousins, and we all are really close to each other. I mean, my family is, I mean, I can, I mean, it's really good. You know, it's a good family. Everybody's together. Uh, all my family work well, my dad, my brothers, we all work in the industry. We all lighting designers. My dad focused more now in production management, and uh, man, it's good, man. You know, it's fun. We can, I mean, I don't know. We talk about it too much between us about work, but I think it's probably one of the classic topics we speak about all day between my mom, my brothers, and my dad.
Sure.
Uh,
I mean,
it's like,
your dad's a for lack of a better word, he's a bit of a legend in the industry in Latin America. I want to say, like uh, he's the senior, if you will. Anytime he steps into the room, everybody knows who he is, and I think YC3 in general and all three brothers' work has done a an amazing job of keeping up with that. Like I can I personally, the reason why I want to have you here and the reason why I enjoy working with you so much is because the, you know, all four of you have a level of excellence, if you will, a dedication and passion that is visible to the industry, which is part of the reason why I think you are in the position that you are right now. So, uh, coronavirus apocalypse aside, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you are working or what you were working on when the phone rang and said, "Hey, stop it."
I was working at a cruise ship. Uh, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the names and brands.
You can skip. It's all right.
But we were working a cruise ship, programming a show. We were in the. I went over there. We were in the phase first of the programming. We were like, doing checking all the screens. All the screens had movement inside the ship. All these screens. It was a lot of um, different elements. It's a really big install, and everything was getting production 100% production time, where people were building as we were programming. And so we were like more than like looking for all the looks for each part and whatnot. And then I was in the process of going back over there to finish it. As soon as I come back to the States to do some shows with Pitbull, I go and do those shows. And when it's time for me to fly back is when everything gets shut down. And I luckily stay on this side, and my kids and
Oh,
wife.
because it's most cruise ships come out of Italy, so you were pretty much headed for Italy, I take it.
I was in France,
Okay.
in
Oh, good.
Saint Nazaire,
Still.
and man, beautiful place, away from everything. It was just basically it's like a very it's like a city where all the ships, cruise ships get built.
Yeah.
Pretty good, actually. Not a lot to do around. There's no restaurants. No. The city was so small, but it was a good experience to me because I never actually worked on a cruise ship before.
Yeah.
Besides going there and program a show that with everything's already built, I never been
Right.
on a built cruise ship. That's what I mean.
Sure. Interesting. Um, what other projects do you currently have? Because I know, I mean, there is your client list is long, and I'm assuming that most of it's probably still active. It's just on standby. But as of say 2 months ago, uh, there's I can't think of a single one of your clients who is not either an amazing award winner, a trailblazer, a crossover artist. So can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, sure. The I mean, all the artists are not. I mean, they all work. I mean, we all work in the same company, and I work with Richard, with Elian, Khalil. We are a bunch of us. It's not just me. But so, like for example, Richard is doing Cheyenne. Um, I'm doing Pitbull at the moment right now. My brother Elian is the one that travels with Wisin y Yandel or Residente. So I mean, we kind of share the work. We are uh, we just work. I mean, it's a good environment. We basically share everything. We share the files between each other. We ask each other what we think about the design, and I don't know. It's a pretty cool way of work, and that helps the expansion of the amount of clients.
Sure.
So I am actually traveling with Pitbull at the moment because it's a great team. People that I really enjoy being around. And the same happens with other bands. It's not that I don't. I mean, I love traveling with all the bands. With Montaner, I've been there for uh, I don't know, 12 years, and I don't know. All the crews have their. So I go around. I still go to like. I go do shows. I go around. I
You're
mean,
the
I
tourist. You go like, I'm gonna spend a week here. I'm gonna go over there now, and
I like because I mean I don't know, man. I love what we do, man. I get along well with all the crews. I mean, I don't have any band that I can say. I think we got, I don't know. I mean, 10, 12 artists at the moment, and I cannot think of one that I wouldn't enjoy going with.
sure. Tell me a little bit about YC3. I know that that's your pet project. It's been your company. First of all, when did you start YC3?
The idea started when in 2014 at the beginning of the year, and I was working at a company here in Florida that actually taught me a lot, and I mean, I cannot be more thankful to that company that I am. I mean, that company uh, showed me how to work. They gave me the opportunity when I was very young. Uh, Besides my father, it was the first place where I ever worked with, and how I started in the industry. I went and I worked for a bunch of companies, and that's how I got the knowledge, and that's how I learned to work on site and to meet a bunch of people. And so in 2014, we were doing big shows for that company. I mean, for Everlast, we were doing big shows. We were doing the Miami Heat celebrations, and they were all doing the finals. We did the presentation of LeBron James. We did Deadmau5 in Fontainebleau. We were doing big shows, a lot of big shows, and I was lucky part of that team uh, that and I saw how big this industry was, and I saw and then I started thinking that I wanted to be part of that business 100% under my name, and I wanted to feel that I actually I wanted to have like an impact in the industry more than just working. I
Yeah.
wanted to be to leave something, to do something for the industry. It's more than a job for me at least. And I think for my family, my brothers too. And my dad. It's something that we share as a family. Something that I don't know, man. It goes beyond working. It's just uh,
Well,
uh,
going beyond working, so that we can get into a little, what would you say are like the core principles behind YC3 lighting design?
So in 2014, when I had this idea on these big shows, I saw the amount of consumption it was. I saw how many resources and how much lights we can put. And the moment that the Sharpie came out, which was actually around that, a little bit before that time, I saw shows with thousands of Sharpies and thousands of big lights, and I started thinking like man, I want to do something where we really design basing on the amount of fixtures we put, and more thinking on the what actually the show needs, and kind of go back. Take don't abuse of the beams, don't abuse of the new pixel stuff, eye candy around, and then I thought I was actually on a plane and I started writing down the idea, which I read it the other day, and I actually accomplished all the ideas that I had in there, which was share the jobs with my family, share the jobs with colleagues and friends that I met around the years. That I say, man, if I can make a place where people work and I share with them everything. First, we will learn from each other, and second, the name of the company, it will have a better support in a way that okay, if I show you that what I meant about designing with not a lot of fixtures, it will help. Uh, it will pass that on to other people. At the
Sure.
same time, I always dream with the idea of working with my brothers and my dad and everybody, at the same time, because I enjoyed that when I was young. I was like 16, 17. I was traveling with my dad and Elian and my brother, and that was something that was really good times, fun times, family time and working time, and so by having my company, I could do that. I can hire my own brothers. I can, we can, uh, and at the same time, some projects are really, really big that do need the amount of fixture, that do need the I'm not against that. I'm not saying that I don't like shows with a lot of fixtures. I mean, I'm a fan of a lot of designers that do a lot of fixture shows. uh, I'm just saying my way, like the way I think I like to draw when I design is this way,
Yeah.
like grab an element and take it from there and try not to abuse it. That's
Sure.
all. And then say, well, maybe I can share that feeling with other LDs.
I like to think that you've done a pretty good job about that, because I mean, I from time to time I get the invitation from you to come and join this motley crew of people, and I'm always happy to join into any of your projects, be it something. And I don't want to say that Montaner's shows are simple, but they're the most sober of the designs, right? They're
Yeah.
very. It's a clean, efficient, easy to travel. You can get this design put together in just about any country, in any city, with okay, what do you have available, and we'll just make that work. To something as magnanimous
Yeah.
and opulent as Utopia, which was
Yeah.
yeah. Let's just roll our
That's
eyes.
why I couldn't. That's why I couldn't design. The lighting design was done by Richard, and I wasn't 100%, or I was trying to stay more focused on the production design and the
Huh.
trees and the other stuff, because uh, I didn't. I don't know, man. I didn't want my feeling of doing it because I knew how big that show had to be. I didn't want it. I didn't want to do. I mean, do it too small, or or make it go against my feeling. Uh, and that's why I thought Richard was the best. And at the same time, Richard was actually he was with working with Javier Rolo. Javier Rolo presented the idea to him, and he actually invited me to be part of it.
That's
You know,
awesome.
and when I was part, we kind of spoke. I think we spoke one day, like, okay, how what we doing? Like we always do the same thing. Like, what you gonna do? What I'm gonna do? And we actually like really share the projects. Elian all the time is the programmer. Most of the time with Tomas, with Khalil, program Pedro Capó. Uh, I program Montaner, part of it. But like I did Pitbull, and Elian then got the show file, fixed it a little bit, did put his stuff on it and fix a bunch of stuff and added a bunch of bumps. So we all share the flow of the work. But in Utopia, exactly, Richard did the lighting design and did the more of the scenic and other elements around.
Nice. Uh, let's break away from the professional side, and I'm curious about your. Well, it's hard to define, but I'll say, what's your immediate family like? What's I know this is a pretty tough environment production. You and yourself. I know that you're pretty busy. So how do you handle that? How do you handle your family, the wife, the kids?
Uh, I mean, they support me a lot, and I mean, they're a big part of of all the process of what I do. They see they the first one that know when I get a client, and the first one uh, that I share what I think or what I'm gonna do, or I mean, and they support me a lot. While when I travel, I mean, of course we are close, and a lot of people that work with me knows that I travel with my kids a lot and with my wife. And I mean, most sometimes they don't even go to the shows that we are, but at least they are close by.
Yeah,
Or I try to make it not too long. I try not to make it more than uh, 10 days
sure.
or
That's a
2 weeks. You
that's a
know,
good practice.
yeah, I try to stay like when I know it's gonna be about 2 weeks. I either try to take a flight back one day. I that's what I do. But I heard noise, man. Sorry. But um, that's how I do it, man. And again, I talk to them every day. They really support me, man. My kids are amazing kids, man. They understand what I do. They've been around with me, and they see exactly 100% what I do. Same way my dad will with us. He took us to theaters. He took us backstage all the time. We knew at a really, really early age how it was the production life,
Yeah.
uh, back from the scrollers and the Bar 64s.
Yeah. Like the technology has changed, but certainly the daily life of the production touring staff has not changed at all. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, an interesting conversation topic that comes up from time to time is you know, especially right now that we seem to be in this what we're calling the big pause, right? What way, which way do you think technology is moving towards, or the industry in general, not just technology, but where? What do you think it's going to be the next thing? Where are we moving towards?
You want me to like predict, or do you want me to? I mean, do you want me to like? I don't know.
I think this is purely speculative. Like, uh,
You
you
want me
know,
to go
it's
off? What I mean, I can. I think. Look, this is what I think is gonna happen. I think it's gonna be moving towards like a pay-per-view kind of industry. You know, like UFC makes more of his income through pay-per-view than actually
sure,
uh, show. At the same time, I do believe that the show needs audience. You know, I mean, I think it's very hard to sing to an empty arena, or at the same time, our job is to make people feel emotions with lights and with strobes and with video and or effects or hazers or whatnot. And now, if you stream everything, it has to be more kind of like a video game, or like virtual reality thing, like kind of what Travis Scott just did with a video game, but more like audience putting the thing, paying their monthly fee of whatever amount to Live Nation, and they will. I mean, I'm just throwing names out there, but you know what I'm
sure,
saying. They will do something like that. I believe so. But we're still gonna have to work in the video side, the content side, the design ideas, uh, lighting up the whatever ambient this actually gets programmed on, or whatever. I mean,
yeah,
that's what I think is come through. I think they're gonna open again now to do shows, and they're gonna try it and see how it goes. At the same time, I believe that. I mean, I think the same way they open in cities,
right.
which that's another topic if we agree or not. But I think they're gonna open shows, you know, and try and put half of the audience that fits, and then it will be, and then they're
Sure.
gonna notice some people are gonna be against it or whatever.
I mean, if you don't
I
want to
think,
go, don't go. It's just that simple, I think. But
right.
uh,
But at the same
my
time,
my views are quite conservative, as in I think hosting a show in the next month would be crazy. That's personally that's my point of view. But uh, there's some people out there who want to do otherwise. So moving aside from that political thing, what do you what's next for you, if you can share a little bit about that with us?
what shows are we doing next, or
Yeah,
what
like
design?
what is there something that's active, perhaps in your back
Yeah.
burner?
I'm actually working I'm actually working, yes, on some stuff. Uh, I started working on design for an artist that I didn't have, new artist, and well, not the artist, not new artist for our company. And I started working on the design, and then everything got stopped because of the virus or one. And but I still working on that on that one. Uh, I'm going to, well, another thing we have. Man, I don't know if I can say names of bands because they will stuff that. I don't
You
know if
don't
I
have
can.
to.
I don't know how much I can reveal, but I do have some work and I mean, with the artists that I have right now, I still have some stuff cooking. Some stuff is happening. So actually, it's not that we are full stop in our end. I mean, the same people, everybody's moving, everybody's trying to do a new show, and uh, I mean, I'm pretty positive, and so far we are busy,
Good.
and we are working on new.
So, all right, let's get away from the spaceship me, the lockdown situation that we're under.
Yeah.
So let us fantasize a little bit. If you could jump on a tour, if you got an artist say like next week, next month.
Yeah, I go right now,
And
man.
if we were not under a global pandemic, who would you say you would like to work with, or what kind of event or what kind of position?
um, I would like to work on anything related with hip hop. I did work with hip hop artists before, and I did a bunch of hip hop uh, festivals. And I mean, Pitbull is also a lot of hip hop in that in there, but or Residente as well. But I like uh, old school hip hop like Cypress Hill, Snoop Dogg. Uh, I don't know, those kind of artists. And uh, I would like to do something, not that big or not that small, but
Do you
I would
like
like to work with those artists, with that kind
interesting?
of artists. I think, I mean, I think it's just fun, and it's something that I like.
Is there a bucket list item, like there's a particular show or event that you'd like to, put under your belt before before you retire, if you retire? Is there an event that you want to do? Is it a bucket list show?
Well, man, I think like if you ask anybody, you wanna do the Rolling Stones, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like I
See,
wanna be Messi playing soccer, it's not gonna happen,
it's funny. How about, is there any designer that you may want to work? Any fellow industry professional that you've perhaps looked at for years, that you're like, man, I wish I could work with that guy, and like, like if I could spend a programming week sitting next to this person.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot of them, man. I think all the guys are working with the top one bands. I respect them, and I feel like man, I would love to work with all those guys, man. With Silent House, I mean, it would be amazing to be part of any of those designs for sure. Leroy Bennett would be a dream. There's people out there that are uh, different level, man, and we should start it over here.
Y-
I should start. This is just the beginning for us, those people are who I'm talking about. This, I mean, from Butch Allen to the you know
Yeah,
Corey and all those silent houses. To me, today is the place where we look. I look up to them.
sure. You actually bring an interesting bit of conversation, because, when you look at the history of like Leroy Bennett, uh, he wasn't just a technical designer, the flair on stage for lighting and set, but when you look at his history with someone like Prince, for example, they were really close friends, and he was in the studio like
Yeah.
just last week during the Prince memorial. We were listening all these stories. This whole controversy came out about the chocolate lemon pie uh, giant issue, where, like, hold on a minute, I used to cook those pipes, those pies, that the cake, not her. That was, and Prince wrote a song about that. And do you feel like you have any interaction with any of the artists that you currently work with that could perhaps lend itself, or perhaps has lent itself already, to develop that type of creative process?
I mean, I definitely think that is the closest you work with the artist, the better the end product is going to be. Uh, I mean, we just doing a design from something that we didn't create. They created an album, they created the songs, they create the how the album is going to look. I mean, they create basically the design of the product, and they should hire us to okay, let's make it now for audience to come see this stuff. So of course, we the closest we work with them, because we actually collaborating. You know, we're not creating nothing. We're doing
Right.
what they are the creators. They are the artists. We are just trying to project that in a real life situation, and for people to experience as much closer to what they expected audience to feel. I'm 100% sure each artist, when they write a song, they are with a feeling, and they have their own. If the closest we are to them, and they tell us these feelings, the better we can reproduce that to the audience.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Interesting.
I
Nice.
think, and that's why I think he was really good. That's why I admire him a lot, because I think that kind of designer is there because of that. Or same thing with Steve Cohen, and um, he has a friendship with the artist that he works, and I heard, you know, and I had the pleasure to work in a project that he was working once. We were working with Everlast, and they designed our iHeart Radio show, and I don't know, man. Those are the type of designers that I really look up to, you know, because they are artists, man, as well, and but they they are an example. I don't know.
Sure. Um, Man, I feel like we've kind of gone like a big circle. We started with where you got started. We covered even where your professional life started growing out of here in Miami, and then we've moved to your family life. We've covered all kinds of things, and perhaps even looking forward to the future. So I don't know. Is there something that you want to share with us before we start moving towards the closing?
Something that I would like to share.
Some Yamil Sharif wisdom, any bit about you, perhaps a philosophy that you'd like to share with us?
Man, you going deep, bro.
We got time.
Let me think, man. Let me think. I don't know, man. I don't know what I can share. You know, like, so, well, you know, I think this is time to stay positive. You know, it's time to like uh, study or work. You know, study what we're gonna do. Stay close to the industry. I think we need to support each other a lot in the industry right now. There's a lot of people that are struggling. We are lucky to be uh, in the position that we are. You know, that in my case, uh, I'm I'm not suffering being in close with my family all day. You know, I'm really having a good time with them. I'm trying to take the positive out of this. Um, I think it's a good time to get, you know, to get to be better ourselves, to get better. I'm redesigning the company. I'm redoing. Uh, I'm thinking a lot of stuff, you know, to do either to help in the industry as well as um, to to get better, to be a better company, to be a better uh, uh, self. So that's what I'm doing right now, and man, I can't complain, man.
It's nice. Um, okay, well, I am going to I'm gonna move forward to one of my favorite segments, which is the Pivo questionnaire. I'm gonna ask you 10 questions. Uh, uh, this James Lipton, who hosted until a couple years back and before he passed away, the Inside the Actor Studio hosted the show, and liked to close the show with this questionnaire. Uh, and my first question is going to be, what's your favorite word?
Um, I don't want. I'm trying to think something that I don't repeat. Uh, I think positive.
Positive.
Yes.
What's your least favorite word?
Uh, can't.
Can't.
No.
Not just
Yeah.
no, just can't.
Not right. No, no,
Yeah,
no. Can't.
that's
I
good.
want. Can I?
Uh,
Can't.
what turns you on?
Um, architecture.
Yeah,
I think I can be hours watching architecture pages and just not understanding what the heck or how they do it, but still can be hours watching it.
nice.
And mechanic, stuff. Everything that works mechanically, to me, I like it a lot.
Nice. What turns you off?
Um, I think uh, people that are upset. When you get to work, when in our industry is also the upset side of people that everybody's upset, and I hate when I get that guy because sometimes I am that guy, and 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 when I'm under pressure, stress, sometimes you can get negative, and I'm not saying I don't never do that, but when I do it, I regret it as well, and I think about it a lot. And I'm like, fuck, man, I can't get like that. I don't like, and I don't like that either. I don't like negative people. I don't like people that are upset all day about whatever or everything's a problem. There is, and you know what I mean. In
Yeah,
your industry, is a lot of those people where everything's a problem, where everything cannot do, when everything is no, and uh, I don't like that. That shit turns me off. That shit,
sure.
no.
Uh, what's your favorite curse word?
um, I think, I think fuck. You know, yeah.
It's a nice, well-rounded, short, to the point.
Short, but I don't curse a lot when I'm home because my daughter doesn't allow me to, man. She doesn't like it, and sometimes with my son we joke around and we say curse words to just to get her upset. But other than that, we don't
Nice.
at
Uh,
home.
sure. What noise or sound do you love?
Um, I think, man, this is a hard question. I think farts, man, because they still make me laugh sometimes, and maybe a little, hit stuff, but uh, it also I don't like people farting around me that don't let me
Sure.
around.
But the
But
noise, it's
yeah,
just it's an
the
auditive
noise,
thing
the
exclusively.
noise makes me laugh.
So please don't start farting next time you see him, yo. Just it's just
Nah, nah, yeah, yeah, don't
it's
come
merely
like,
an
hey,
auditive thing.
what are you? No, I don't fuck with that.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Pink noise, 100%.
Pink noise. Not
Pink
just white
noise,
noise. Pink noise.
white noise, pink noise, as what pink noise the most, and whatever color noise you want to label it. You know what noise I mean.
Sound check. Let's just call it sound check.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, that's it.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Um, for sure, an architect. I would love to be an architect. It's something that sometimes often I think about stopping working and go to architecture school, uh, but I never take the courage to do it because I'm always working and busy, and it takes. It's a long commitment to choose for a hobby,
Sure.
And also, I'm a mechanic. I would love to be a mechanic, man. Fix cars or restore antique cars. I love. I mean, that would be like to have a restoration car would be my
Sure.
dream.
What profession would you like? Would you not like to do?
A cop, man. I
Yeah.
will be a cop. Uh, no, a policeman for sure.
Okay. Uh, do you want to elaborate on that?
No, man. I think we are different kind of people. I think we don't. I don't like police officers, and I just don't think they. I mean, I appreciate their work and whatever they do. Um, I just don't feel like that I could be that guy. I mean, I cannot beat a guy down because he's doing something wrong. I'm just. You have to have something to be a police officer.
Sure.
And
Agreed.
I wouldn't. I cannot do that.
Okay, and finally, Yamil, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I would love him to tell me, "Ha, you were wrong." Some, you know,
I exist, motherfucker.
well, I exist, motherfucker. You see? Come on in, man. You good guy, anyways.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good. I wanna give a few seconds to or about a minute. We have a bit of delay between our stream and the chat. If there's
Okay.
any questions from the audience that you guys have for Yamil, we've had a big audience today between all three platforms. So we're just gonna wait here for a second.
Well, I didn't read the comments.
Oh, you have a. Let's do a quick scroll. See, Richard is saying that you should have said puñeta because you're from PR. Nice hat, by the way. Can you tell us a little bit about the hat?
Man, Richard, man, every time uh, I go to Puerto Rico, I want to buy the Puerto Rico hat, and then for one reason or the other, I never buy it, and I forget. And every time I see somebody wearing the hat, I'm like, man, I want that. I mean, for people that don't know me, I love Puerto Rico, man. It's a place where I feel like home when I go. It's a place that I land, and I feel like it's a place that I can live for sure. The most happy ever. The people are really about their culture. They know their country really well. The food is great. I ended up having a bunch of friends over there, and I don't know, man. It's a country that I really really love and feel part of it, and I hope to retire living in Puerto Rico.
Uh, well, let's see what else we have. Richard wants to know how much of your heart's in Puerto Rico. I think you already answered that. Let's see. We have a few comments from earlier. I'm not really seeing any questions coming to the stream. So with that, I don't know, Yamil. Do you have any last anything you'd like to share with us?
I don't know what you mean, bro.
I I don't know. Where are you right now?
Hold on, give me a minute. Man.
Oh wait, I didn't want you to leave. Wait, what's happening here? Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jamil Sharif on the flesh.
People, this is all fake, man. Fake news.
Everybody, thank you so.
Princess, stay close, man. Always.
Uh, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Jamil, thank you for.
It was made with nuts, guys. Don't believe that. It was made with nuts.
Yeah, this was all this was all in 3D in VR.
It is all created. It's all a visual effect. Then later on, I'll tell you how we did it.
It's a new technology that we've been working with in collaboration with YC3 and Creative Integration Studios. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Yamil, thank you for your time. I know that we've all taken a pause, but you're a pretty busy guy all the time, and just in general, thank you. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. in this same channel, we're going to have a little happy hour. We're going to have Yamil, Elian, Khalil, Tomas, Rafael. I think everyone from the YC3 family is going to be here. Hopefully, we may even see Daniel, El Senior, who, by the way, wants to know if you're bringing food tonight for dinner, apparently, on the chat. Again, thank you, everybody, for coming in. if you are a follower of the channel, stay tuned at creativeintegration.tv. There is a big schedule change happening starting next week. We're gonna just basically go down to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, trying to streamline our production of all this cast and allow a little more time for experimentation and development on the downtime, taking the most advantage of this time off. So for now, again, signing off. My name is Ruben Lane. My guest today was Yamil Sharif. Thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.